Patreon.com/the Walk-Off Podcast. $4 a month gets you in there.
We are absolutely thrilled to have returning to the show, starting catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, Danny Jansen. Welcome back to the Walk-Off, man. Thanks so much for taking the time.
You got it. Thanks for having me back.
I'm looking at this Blue Jays lineup, and I see some mashers in this lineup. So I think there's 6 on this roster. I'm going to give you a list of names. You just say yes or no. 30 home runs from this guy in 2023. Okay, real easy game here. We're going to start with George Springer, the leadoff man. Can he do 30 this year?
Yes.
That's an easy yes, right? Bo Bichette?
Yep.
Easy yes. Vladdy?
Given.
You'll give him the nod.
I don't know. Yeah, of course.
All right. Dalton Varsho, the new guy.
Yeah.
Matt Chapman.
27?
27 last
27 last year.
Varsho 27. Yeah, he's got juice. Chapman, yes.
All right. Number 6, Danny Jansen.
Yes.
You knew that where this was coming, right? You knew this was.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
That's a great list. No, it's elite company, and it's
right.
Yeah, that's a good list. It's something that I'm not going up there and trying to hit homers, but I feel like I kind of freed myself up mentality. My mentality kind of freed up with like, this is my approach. This is my swing. I don't need to tweak stuff. Like, I'm just going to try to, make adjustments, mentally. And then I started just kind of freeing myself up and getting the head out. That was my goal, trying to get the head out.
Yeah, man. No need to be humble. You found some real pop in your bat in the last season and towards the end of the year before there. So
let's see what this.
Yeah, because you did touch on it here, and listen, you've always been a pretty good fastball hitter, and you talked about the philosophical change, and I could be out to lunch, it could be coincidence, but it did seem like you were just on the breaking ball a little bit more at the end of the season. There wouldn't be, because there were times at the beginning of the season where they were throwing that breaking ball for strike one there because you were sitting on the fastball, and it just seemed like you were more ready for that at the end of the season. Is that correct?
Yeah. I would say you're not out to lunch on that one.
Okay.
I would say, I obviously as a catcher, you have this data, you have all the information, and you call games certain ways, right? And I've at the plate, like I've tried to think with the guys, with the pitchers, when I'm hitting. But I definitely was always, on the fastball, and that's something that I'm proud of. I'm proud of that approach. I feel like that's something that you definitely want to do. But I had to eat my pride a little bit and be like, all right, dig into the numbers for myself. It's like I knew I wasn't performing on off speed. You guys hear that?
Yeah. You got to go check on that
with a new baby. It's always like you're like, hey.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the target. My wife's got it handled. But anyways, so there's definitely times where I definitely. All right, hold
on. This is fair. He can be a dad.
Hey, what's going on? All right. Everything good, Miles?
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, Danny, we had Robert DiBernardo on Tuesday, and Adam's dog started barking midway through the interview, and we got to watch him do the exact same thing. So
yeah. Two dogs and a baby. The house is moving. So so swallow my pride. It's like, all right, well, I'm doing damage on fastballs, and I know that I'm going to get other stuff because I'm not succeeding on other pitches, right? So then, I was definitely still trying to stay on the heater, but I was definitely making some adjustments with what I'm looking for at the plate later in the year for sure. And having obviously with confidence, you can do that easier, when you have confidence and you're feeling good at the plate. But once I figured out that, hey, like, it's not really, my swing that's the issue. It's just like it's getting out of my own way. I feel like I'm able to make that adjustment and sit on stuff, much smoother.
The brain's such a funny thing with that. Like, just the idea that confidence really can just change you as a complete person and the way you approach whatever you're going after. It's such a
Yeah,
incredible.
this game, man, this game is just, obviously it's a game of failure, right? But I've always thought too, being a catcher, you can help the team win by going 0 for 4. That's always in the back of my mind too, right? That's always a thing. So obviously, I want to produce offensively as well, and I started to, do that more. But that's the beauty of being a catcher as well.
Obviously, when it comes to sports, everyone's aware of the business of it, right? And you try not to take things personally and all of that. But despite that, the truth is, man, the speculation around the catching position in Toronto over the last 6 months has been, I'm sure, tough to ignore, even though you stay focused and, you and Kirky and I'm sure Moreno were all just trying to stay in your lane and focus on your development and the team and stuff. There was a lot of talk. What do you do to try and stay on track? Well, stuff like that, the surrounding things are coming at you. Well, walk-off community, I hope you enjoyed that little clip. This full episode is going to be available on our main channel sometime in the next few weeks. However, if you can't wait for that, you can get the full episode right now available on our Patreon. That's patreon.com/the walk-off podcast.